What's up, traders? Matt from the Trade Brigade here doing a technical analysis on ticker symbol BFRI for Biofrontera. On the left-hand side, we have the daily time frame, and on the right-hand side, the 30-minute intraday time frame. First things first, this will, of course, be an update. We've talked about it in the past on the channel, and my goodness, what a day today with the broad market sort of bleeding out, and then all of our biotech and sort of sickness stocks, if you catch my drift, getting a little bit of a boost today on the bad news out of Africa. So regardless, let's go ahead and start off by marking off our new all-time high way up here, 948, and then let's take a closer look at the 30-minute. All I would sort of say before we do that would be that we made a new all-time high, a higher high, and we also have a higher low. Let's take a look at that 30-minute now. This level just like jumps off the page at me as kind of like the must-hold area now, right around that 680. What you'll notice is that clearly we tested it a number of times, trying to break back down into the prior day's range, held as support, and obviously moved higher off of it. So any subsequent tests of this, it's all about holding. If we fall back down into range, that's where I kind of see this thing unwinding and ultimately coming back down to fill the gap. Now, I'm not saying it does that all in one day, all in 1 week. Could take quite some time, actually, and just do something like this over a long span of time, but slowly dribbling lower in my estimation if we really start giving up this 680-ish area. So to the upside, what does that leave us with? Not a whole lot in terms of, like obvious patterns going on here from the 30-minute. If I would take out the Fibonacci's, though, coming from the low all the way up to the high of the move, this is really just going to be your guide here. So Fibonacci's, whenever we're dealing with something that's closed kind of midway in the range, we just look at it as 3 different thirds. So 1, 2, and 3 down here. And where we're currently sitting is in the middle third, right around section number 2. In the post market, we're still above. We're trading 781 by 783. So if we open up in this secondary level right in here, then it's quite simply patience, watch for chop in between those two levels. And if we can take out the highs, so we're basically looking at 838, then fine, look for the rotation back to the all-time high here at 950-ish, and then monitor for continuation. I would imagine that 10, the whole number, would be a big psychological resistance. That's the upside case. To the downside, underneath this 770, that's where you just don't want to touch the stock, right? If we come on over to the trade tab, what you'll notice is that there are clearly none to borrow. Let's try that again with the arrow. There we go. None to borrow there, and the options chain is non-existent down below, so you're just not going to short this thing. You're going to stand aside and wait for some sort of pattern. If we come back down and retest that 680, it's not just a first-time buy. Notice that we've touched it a number of times. As a matter of fact, perfect 1, 2, 3 lows in a row at that 661. Again, treat this as a zone. So coming down into it, not a first touch buy, noting that we've already tested it a number of times and weakened the level because of that. Maybe we get a bit of a dead cat bounce, but I would not expect some major reversal back up towards the highs. So to me, it would really require some sort of double bottom, right? Something that looks like that. Break of the neckline takes you back higher. Could look like an inverted head and shoulders. Could be like a fake breakdown of this level, correct? Then we put in a higher low. Here's your major low. There would be your higher low. Break of the neckline takes you higher, back up into some of these upside targets. Let's call this one here the upside target. You can see resist as well right here at that 838. We'll throw that on with a regular level, and then we'll clean up the fibs and give you the synopsis after that. So in terms of the stock, here's what you're watching out for. Sideways to patience underneath here. If we break out over the top, fine, go with it. If we come down into this level, not a first touch buy, wait for some sort of pattern, double bottom, inverted head and shoulders, fine, whatever it happens to be, that's great. And if we really start taking this out with strength, that's where you just don't want to be involved in this name at all. That's really going to wrap up the video here inside of Biofrontera. If you enjoyed it or learned anything new, let me know inside the comments section or by giving the video a thumbs up. Don't forget our main channel is linked in the description, and all of that being said, I wish you a green trading week.